Robert Bruce Anderson again, guys. This is the final in the marketing side of your woodworking business stuff, right? And this I'm covering here the marketing side, and it's going to be very, very simple. If you look here, I've simply got it as other marketing, local or countrywide advertising. This is old school stuff, okay? Flyers and word of mouth, okay? Now, done correctly, marketing, in fact, is, in my opinion, extremely exciting and fun because I love to split test things. Let me give you an example. Let's say I made pole furniture, right? So I could cut up poles and simply attach, what are those things called? Oh my bad, you scan them, QR code, a QR code to it, and you print it, a sticker onto, and so you, it's a bit hard, you can't see my hands, I don't think you can, but I'm showing a circle of a piece of wood cut, and the QR code is scannable, and it links to your app or your website, right? Or for that matter, a completely free classified ad somewhere. And you hand those things out at a country fair or something, and you say, hey guys, scan it, go and have a look at the site. In other words, it's a sort of a business card, a flyer, a thing that works. Now, that's the kind of stuff I would test. If you made beautiful mahogany bedroom suites, cut a piece of mahogany thin, slice it, and finish it in beautifully finished, so that they don't want to put this piece of wood down. And on it is simply your phone number. You can punch it in with a punch, you can print it and stick it on the sticker, and that's it. And you tell them, you serious about furniture, but local colloquial guys, here, take this piece of wood and hold it, feel it. It's something that my wife constantly tells me, that when I boast about how powerful online is, she says, yeah, but can you touch your furniture online? I'm like, no, but the picture is, and she says, yeah, thank you. I want to walk into a store. I want to walk into a market. I want to feel that table. I want to look underneath. I want to kind of wiggle the leg. And yes, she's right. So that's where the other marketing comes in, is you need to find ways of driving awareness of your product and sending them to the right place. If you're on, let me give you an example. If you've booked a craft market, and it's one of the big ones, I'm going to use an example. Here in South Africa, once a year in Nelspruit, which is near the Kruger National Park, so it's very kind of, it's a beautiful country, but it's a road trip for people. So they go to the show that's over a weekend. It's for 4 days or something. It's called Inibos, which means in the bush, in Afrikaans, Inibos. And so now if you've got this, and you pay a fair amount of money, not so expensive to be there, and you've got your furniture there, okay, now you want to get a lot of orders. So what you've got to do is let people know that you're going to be at that market, and it'll pay you, I promise you, to do flyers and spread them by the hundreds, for a week, in the thousands, for a week before the show begins, and then during the duration of a show, a different flyer that says, come to our stall for a 10% discount or something. You're going to drive your interest literally up by 10 times. Because people coming to a show, a country show like that, but albeit a big one, are coming because they're coming to see the musicians, they're coming to see the band, they know it's going to be a party, see their friends, have a couple of beers, eat I'm thinking of the word for local, boerewors roll. Think of it as a hot dog, guys. A really, really delicious hot dog. Nothing like a hot dog. So, they're coming for that. They're going to see their friends, they're going to buy a few gifts, a bit of jewelry, a new cap, a t-shirt. They didn't plan on finding your furniture. But I promise you, out there driving their cars past the traffic lights, or outside the shopping malls, or wherever it is where you're going to get your flyers, or you've paid for them to be put into the local newspapers, those flyers are going to reach those people that hadn't even vaguely thought of coming. Now, this thing that I speak about, where people think they get a fat discount on a market, a craft market, Now a guy who was thinking of getting a dining room table set out of an emboyer wood, a hardwood, teak, a mahogany, and he's thinking, whoa, there's this guy, I saw this flyer, hey, calls his wife, check this, we've got to go to the show. I want to go and look at this guy's furniture. You've brought a hot buyer, especially because he's thinking good quality furniture, hoping it's good quality furniture, but he's already thinking bargain, discount, show prices. I presume you're running a show special anyway, whether it's real or not. And so much more powerful, a very powerful way of marketing. Okay. By the way, there's other ways of marketing. Something here, I'm only on 5 minutes, so I can waste 5 minutes of your life telling you this. If you were a furniture manufacturer and big enough to literally take a container load of furniture somewhere, hook up with somebody who does other things, cushions maybe, and furnishings. So curtains, padded curtain, pelmety things, padded headboards. So you hook up with somebody who does that, and perhaps even a third person, paint finishing, paint techniques, and also a decorator, yeah? And then all three of you split the cost of renting like the town hall or the local commons, I don't know what the word is, a school field, and you drive and pay, because it's costing you a lot less, you're not on a show, but you've got total domination of that. You can book literally a 30 meter by 30 meter space for yourself. Hell, you've paid for the entire field. So all you got to do then is make the public aware of what you're doing and tell them I'm there for the entire weekend. We're going to have food and drinks, guys. Place an order with us and your food's free. Whatever it is, there's a couple of really cool sort of weird ways of literally soaking an entire town with your product. Carpet bombing is probably a good way of calling that marketing. But it does work. And you pick the bigger towns, you even put the flyers in the satellite towns around that, and you'd end up with a really powerful thing. Okay, back to normal marketing. Now, if you've got a home showroom and things and you're on the craft markets, you've got to have your stuff somewhere that you're showing it. In fact, you don't actually have to. If your word of mouth marketing is strong enough. Here when I canvas people, used to, don't do it anymore, I phoned kitchen companies. I owned a kitchen company and I worked and designed kitchens. I was one of the top 10 kitchen designers in South Africa in the 80s for a while. Woohoo. The point is that because I know kitchens so well, I kind of think that they would want me to help them with their websites. So when I canvass these guys, and you'd be surprised how many of the smaller guys that aren't shaping online, in other words, their websites are absolute rubbish. But when I tell them, come, let me build your website that's going to get you 10 times more leads, they tell me, hey, whoa, I can't cope with what I've got already. Their word of mouth is so powerful that it's keeping them busy enough. And remember, when you're doing entire house floors, the flooring, or massive decking. In fact, yeah, a decking guy recently, he also told me they live on feast and famine, meaning the cycles of the year. So there's times when they've got so many decking inquiries they can't cope. And then for 3 months in the winter, I think it is, I've forgotten, bingo, they sit and read books and watch movies because nothing's happening. Of course, in my opinion, that's when you produce a second product. Or if you are a decking guy, your second product would be benches that you could sell them as an extra to every time they buy a deck from you. So that's what I would do. Add on marketing for down the line, use your gaps to fill it in and make more money further ahead. Okay, so other networking works very well is if, for example, you're in the kitchen business, and go to decorators and say, look, I do, bespoke, custom, beautifully handmade kitchen units. Go to the decorators, go to the designers, go to the architects. That's pure networking. That's when you get out there and shake hands and stick people to lunches, do belly-to-belly marketing until you're getting enough work from those guys and you don't need a website or you don't need anything. They literally tell people there's this guy, and it works great. Okay, if you have other ideas, oh, by the way, sorry, before I go, my opinion of paid advertising is really shabby and weak. I believe that people don't actually pay attention to advertising in the broader sense of the term. In other words, if you run an ad in a newspaper and you're kind of really lucky to pick up that right guy that happens to have found it. I believe the online side of it, if somebody goes, he's looking for a kitchen, yeah, he's going to page to the local magazines a bit. So a full page ad in your local home improvement magazine works. Hell, I've run it there. I actually did very well. But in my opinion, the cost of, now I'm going to talk South African rands, 40,000 rand, you get a full page ad. 40,000 rand, I'm going to build you a website so powerful, hopefully, depending on your niche and your pet store kitchens, maybe 80,000 rand. Total expense with me, which is a lot of money. But hello, it's the same as 2 full page ads. And you've got a website that's going to stand there and bring you leads for years to come. So I really do have a sort of a cynical view of paid advertising. But equally, I admit it does work. If you want to pay for advertising, pay for online advertising. Okay, cool, I'm done on other marketing. Let's get on to everything else from there. Thanks, take care, cheers.